My beloved child, please, I ask you to stop for just 22 seconds. I'm asking you with a sense of urgency, not because I lack patience, for my patience is infinite, but because this specific moment carries a weight that simply cannot be postponed. Give me these few seconds, carve them out of your day, because they may be the last quiet window where your heart can hear me clearly, before the noise of the world rises again to drown me out. I am not shouting to frighten you. That is not my way. And I am not whispering to be ignored or overlooked. I am speaking now, clearly and directly, because something in your life is closing and something else is waiting to open. You are standing right between the two, in the hallway of transition. I need you to stay with me. Do not scroll past. Do not turn away. Do not doubt that this is for you, and do not assume this message is meant for someone else. These seconds matter more than you realize right now, and I would not interrupt your life like this. I would not break into your routine unless it was absolutely necessary. This message did not arrive by chance. It was not randomly sent into the void, and it was not stumbled upon by accident. Someone close to your heart was moved, stirred deep within, without fully understanding why, and I guided that movement. I used love, I used connection, and I used perfect timing to place these words before your eyes. That person was not chosen accidentally, and neither were you. I know who you trust. I know who you listen to when your walls are up. I know whose voice can reach you when others cannot penetrate your defenses. That is why this message came through this specific path. It is personal, it is intentional, and it is meant for you alone in this exact form at this exact time. I have tried to reach you before. I have spoken through quiet nudges in your spirit, through a restlessness that you couldn't shake, through moments when you felt something was missing but could not find the words to explain it. I spoke when you were alone at night, when the world was quiet, when your thoughts became heavy, when your heart asked questions your mouth never dared to say out loud. I reached through delays that frustrated you, through closed doors that confused you, through unanswered prayers that made you wonder if I was still listening. But today is different. Today is not another gentle tap on the shoulder. Today is a clear call, not because I am angry with you, never that, but because I love you too much to remain silent while you stand at a turning point without clarity. You may feel like one among many, like just another soul trying to survive in a crowded world. But hear me clearly now. I see you. I know you. I am speaking to you directly, not to a crowd, not to a general audience. You were on my mind when these words were formed. I know your history, every chapter. I know your fears, the ones you hide. I know your questions, the ones that keep you awake, and the parts of you that feel tired of hoping. I know the strength you show others, the brave face you wear, and the weakness you hide when no one is watching. You are not overlooked, and you are not forgotten. You are chosen in this moment to hear me because your heart is still capable of responding. This message had to reach you today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when things feel calmer or clearer. Today, because timing matters in the unseen world more than you understand. There are moments when delay costs peace, and moments when hesitation allows fear to grow roots in your soul. I am not rushing you into panic, but I am calling you out of delay. If this had reached you later, it would not have carried the same power, the same protection, the same clarity. Today is the appointed moment for your ears to hear and your heart to recognize my voice again. I need to speak plainly with you, truthfully, because ignoring this will not leave you unchanged. Walking away from this moment will not simply return you to where you were. It will leave a quiet ache later, a nagging sense that you missed something you cannot fully explain. I do not say this to threaten you, but to protect you. Regret often comes not from doing something wrong, but from ignoring what was right. I do not want you to carry that weight. I want you to be free, aware, and aligned with what I am doing in your life right now. My tone is not harsh, but it is serious. My love for you is gentle, but my concern is real. I am not here to entertain you or comfort you with empty words that mean nothing. I am here to draw close, to speak heart to heart, and to prepare you for what lies ahead. This is an intimate moment between you and me. Set aside distractions, put them down, let your defenses soften, let the walls come down, let your heart stop racing for just a moment. You are safe here, deeply safe, but you are also being called to pay attention. As you listen, let me take over this space fully. Let my voice become clearer than the noise around you. I am here now, not as a distant idea, not as a memory from the past, but as a living presence speaking directly into your life. I am not finished with you. I am not done guiding you, and I am not silent. Stay with me. These seconds were only the beginning. My beloved child, I have been trying to reach you for longer than you realize, not just today, not just in this season, but across many moments of your life where my voice brushed against your heart softly, patiently, persistently. I have never been absent from you. I have never stopped speaking, but there were times when my voice came wrapped in ways you did not expect, and because it did not arrive loudly or dramatically, you questioned whether it was truly me. I spoke through signs that appeared small at first, moments that seemed ordinary, yet they carried my fingerprint. A word you overheard at the exact right time, striking a chord in your soul. A sentence you read that lingered in your spirit longer than it should have. A sudden thought that interrupted your routine and made your heart pause. Those were not random. It was me reaching for you. I spoke to you in silence as well, in the quiet spaces where answers did not come quickly, when prayers seemed to echo back unanswered, when waiting stretched longer than you thought you could endure. You mistook my silence for distance, but my silence was never abandonment, never neglect. It was protection. It was shaping. It was my way of keeping you from paths that would have harmed you before you were ready to see it. I was teaching you to listen beyond noise, to feel my presence even when words were absent. Yet I know how hard that was for you. I know how many times you wondered if I had turned away, if you had done something wrong, if you were forgotten. You were not. I spoke through people too, through voices you trusted, and even through voices you resisted. Sometimes I spoke through encouragement, through someone seeing something good in you that you could not yet see in yourself. Other times I spoke through correction, through words that challenged you, unsettled you, or made you uncomfortable. You felt a tug in your heart during those moments, a quiet knowing that something was being revealed. But there were times you pushed it aside because it asked more of you than you felt ready to give. I understand that. I have always understood that my love does not disappear when you hesitate. I even spoke through pain, though that was never my desire for you. I did not cause your wounds, but I stood with you inside them. I used moments of loss, disappointment, and heartbreak to draw your attention inward, to slow you down when life was pulling you too fast in directions that did not align with who you truly are. In those moments, when everything felt fragile, when your strength felt thin, I was close. I was trying to show you that you are not sustained by your own effort alone. Still, I know there were times you numbed the pain, instead of listening to what it was revealing. You survived it, but you did not always heal. And I waited. I spoke to you through waiting as well. Long stretches where nothing seemed to move, where doors stayed closed, where progress felt stalled. You questioned your worth in those seasons. You wondered if you had missed your chance, if others were moving ahead while you remained stuck. But waiting was never punishment. Waiting was never wasted. It was my patience wrapping around your life, keeping you from stepping into things before you were ready to carry them. I was strengthening roots you could not see yet. I was teaching you endurance, trust, and depth. Still, I know there were moments when impatience drowned out my voice, when frustration made you stop asking and start assuming. There were times, my child, when you felt a clear tug in your heart, a nudge to pause, to change direction, to let go, to return to me more fully. You felt it while making decisions, while standing at crossroads, while lying awake at night thinking about the path you were on. And there were moments you ignored it, not because you were rebellious, but because you were tired, afraid, or uncertain. You told yourself you would listen later when things felt easier, when you felt stronger, when life slowed down. I never stopped loving you in those moments. I never withdrew my hand. I simply waited, because love that is forced is not love at all. My patience with you has always been deep. My persistence has never weakened. I am not like human love that fades with disappointment or grows cold with delay. I do not tire of reaching for you. I do not grow weary of calling your name. Even when you turned away inwardly, even when you tried to carry everything on your own, I remained. I watched over you when you were unaware. I protected you when you did not ask. I guided steps you did not realize were guided. That is who I am. But hear me now, because this moment is different. This is not just another gentle nudge or a quiet reminder. This is a moment of alignment, a moment where clarity is being offered because you are ready to receive it in a way you were not before. Your heart has been softened by experience. Your ears have been trained by silence. Your spirit hath been stretched by waiting. What once would have passed by unnoticed can now be understood. That is why I am speaking with such clarity now. This moment is different because you are standing at the edge of change, whether you see it clearly yet or not. There are paths ahead of you that require awareness, not assumption. There are decisions forming that will shape more than just your next step, and I will not allow you to walk into them without hearing me clearly if you are willing to listen. I am not repeating myself out of frustration. I am speaking now out of preparation. I am not here to remind you of past failures or missed moments. I am here to show you that every time I tried to reach you before was leading to this point. Nothing was wasted, nothing was lost, nothing was meaningless. Even your delays taught you something about yourself, about your limits, about your need for me. This moment carries weight because it gathers all those previous whispers into one clear voice, and that voice is mine, steady, loving, and present. Stay with me here. Do not rush past this as you may have rushed past other moments. Let your heart remain open. I have been reaching for you because you matter deeply to me. And now more than ever, I need you to know that I am here, speaking clearly, because what comes next will require your trust in a way you have not yet known. My beloved child, this message did not travel to you by accident, and it did not pass through random hands. I chose the path carefully because I know your heart. I know who you trust, who you listen to, whose weight carries in your spirit. I know the doubts that rise in your mind. I know you wonder if you are reading too much into this, if your heart is simply searching for meaning. But I am not vague when I speak to those I love. I am intentional. I remember details others forget.
I know the exact season you are in, the weight you have been carrying, the decisions you have been avoiding, and the ones you are afraid to make. I know the nights you replay conversations in your mind, the mornings you wake up tired before the day even begins. And I chose this moment and this path because it would reach you when your heart was open enough to feel it.
You are deeply known by me, not in a distant general way, but intimately. I know your history, not just the parts you share, but the parts you hide because you think they make you weak. I know what you have endured without recognition. I know what you sacrificed that no one thanked you for. I know the times you stayed quiet to keep peace, even when it cost you something inside. And I remember. I have never lost sight of you, even when you lost sight of yourself. When I prompted that person to reach out, it was not only about delivering words, it was about reminding you that you are still seen within the web of relationships around you, that you are not as invisible as you sometimes feel, that your life sends ripples into others, even when you think you are standing still. I wanted you to feel remembered, not just by me, but through me. I wanted you to know that love is still flowing toward you, guided and intentional. This is how I often work, my child. I move quietly, weaving moments together, connecting hearts, aligning timing. I do not force awareness, I invite it. And when you pause long enough to notice, you begin to see that I have been arranging more than you realized. The message is not only in the words you are reading, but in the way they arrive. The delivery itself is part of what I am saying to you. You are not forgotten, you are not alone, and you are still held within my care. You may wonder why I did not speak directly without involving anyone else, but understand this. I speak directly to you often in your heart, in your conscience, in the quiet spaces of your mind. Yet there are moments when you need confirmation outside of yourself, not because you lack faith, but because you are human. You need to know that what you feel inside is not imagined, so I echo my voice through others, not to replace my presence, but to strengthen your trust in it. This message came through someone who loves you because I wanted you to feel warmth before you felt urgency. I wanted you to feel connection before you felt instruction. I wanted your heart to soften before it listened. That is not manipulation, that is care. I do not rush the hearts of those I love, I prepare them. And I want you to hear this clearly now. I have not only remembered you, I have been watching over you with detail. I have counted your steps forward and your steps back. I have seen you try again after disappointment. I have seen you doubt yourself even when you were stronger than you knew. I have seen you hold on longer than anyone realizes. And I chose this moment because your endurance has brought you to a place where truth can land without breaking you. Let the doubt fall away now. Let the question of coincidence rest. This is not chance. This is connection. This is remembrance. This is me using love to reach love. You are not reading this because you searched for it. You are here because I came looking for you, and I knew exactly how to find you. Stay with me in this awareness. Let it settle in your heart that you are deeply known, carefully reached, and intentionally loved. What I am saying to you now is not generic, it is personal. And the fact that it arrived through someone who cares about you is part of the message itself. I see you, I remember you, and I am closer than you think. My beloved child, please slow down for just a few seconds more. I know how quickly your mind moves, how easily your thoughts run ahead to the next task, the next worry, the next obligation waiting for you. I know how rare it feels to simply stop without guilt, without urgency pressing against your chest. But I am asking you now gently and firmly to pause, not because I want to take something from you, but because I want to give you something you cannot receive while rushing. These few seconds are not small to me. They are sacred, and they are enough for me to meet you where you are. Breathe for a moment. Let your shoulders relax. Let the tension you carry without realizing it loosen its grip. You have become accustomed to moving quickly, thinking quickly, responding quickly, because the world around you demands constant motion. But my voice does not compete with noise. My presence does not force its way through chaos. I speak in clarity, and clarity requires stillness. It is why I ask for your attention now, not half-given, not distracted, but open and willing. I am not asking you to fix yourself. I am asking you to be present. Stillness may feel unfamiliar to you, even uncomfortable. When things become quiet, thoughts rise, memories surface, worries speak louder. You have learned to stay busy to avoid feeling what waits underneath. I see that. I do not judge you for it. But stillness is not your enemy. Stillness is where truth can finally reach you without resistance. When you stop running, you begin to hear what have been waiting patiently for you to notice. That is why I am asking you to slow down now, not later, not when life feels easier, but here, in this moment. Your life has been moving at a pace that leaves little room for listening. Messages, responsibilities, expectations, comparisons, and pressures flood your days. You move from one thing to the next, carrying unfinished thoughts and unresolved emotions. And in that constant motion, my voice can feel distant, not because I am far, but because you are overwhelmed. Rushed lives drown out gentle truth. Noise makes it hard to recognize what is steady and faithful. I have been speaking, but the sound of urgency has made it difficult for you to hear. I do not speak to you in panic or demand. I speak to you in peace, and peace requires space. That is why I ask for your attention, not because I need it, but because you need what happens when you give it. When you slow down, your heart becomes receptive again. When you become still, your spirit can sense my presence without effort. You were not created to live constantly hurried, constantly reacting, constantly catching up. You were created to walk with me, aware, grounded, and present. Open your heart now, even if you are unsure what that means. Openness does not require perfect faith or complete understanding. It only requires willingness. Willingness to listen without arguing, willingness to receive without immediately questioning, willingness to be honest about what you feel instead of hiding behind what you think you should feel. I am not intimidated by your doubts or your weariness. I am drawn to your honesty. Let your guard down here. You do not need to protect yourself from me. This moment is not ordinary. It is set apart, even if it looks simple on the surface. Sacred moments do not always announce themselves with spectacle. Often they arrive quietly, disguised as pauses you almost skip. But what makes a moment sacred is not its appearance, it is my presence within it. And I am here now, fully present, attentive, and near. Treat this moment with care, not fear, but reverence. You are not wasting time by listening. You are aligning your heart with truth. I know you are used to multitasking, to listening while doing something else, to dividing your attention in many directions. But I am asking you now to let this moment stand alone, not because I demand exclusivity, but because divided attention divides understanding. When you listen with your whole heart, something shifts inside you. You begin to feel grounded instead of scattered. You begin to sense direction instead of confusion. You begin to remember who you are beneath the roles you perform and the expectations you carry. You may feel resistance rising, a desire to move on quickly, to get to the next part, to not linger too long in quiet reflection. That resistance is not failure, it is habit. You have trained yourself to move fast because slowing down once felt unsafe or unproductive. But here with me, slowing down is neither. It is healing, it is restoring, it is necessary.
Let yourself stay here a little longer. Nothing will be lost by waiting. Much will be gained. I am not asking for hours. I am asking for presence. These few seconds, these few moments of attention are enough for me to begin something meaningful within you. I do not need long speeches or elaborate rituals. I need your awareness. When you give me that, I meet you with clarity, peace, and truth that settles gently but deeply. You do not have to strive to hear me. You simply have to stop running long enough to notice that I am already here. Let this moment be different from the others you rushed past.
Let it be a marker, a quiet turning point where you chose to listen instead of hurry, to be present instead of distracted. I am not here to overwhelm you with demands. I am here to calm the storm that constant urgency has created inside you. Stay with me in this stillness. Let it become familiar again. From here, my voice becomes clearer, my guidance steadier, and your heart lighter. These seconds you are giving me now are not small. They are sacred because you are choosing to listen. And as you remain here, slowed, open, and attentive, you will begin to sense that you are not alone in this pause. I am with you. I always have been, and I will speak clearly, gently, and faithfully as long as you are willing to stay. My beloved child, I know what you are carrying, even the parts you have never spoken aloud. I know the weight that settles on you when the day ends and there is no one left to distract you from your thoughts. I know the quiet heaviness that follows you even into moments that are supposed to feel joyful. You smile, you function, you continue, but inside you are holding more than you were ever meant to bear alone. You have learned how to carry it well enough that others rarely notice, but I notice. I have always noticed. I see the loneliness you feel, not only when you are physically alone, but even when you are surrounded by people. That kind of loneliness is deeper, more confusing, because it makes you question why connection feels just out of reach. You wonder why you can listen, support, and care for others, yet still feel unseen yourself. You wonder why your presence seems to fade into the background, why your needs feel too heavy to share. That loneliness has not escaped my sight. I have been close to you in those moments, even when you felt distant from everything and everyone. I know your exhaustion, not just the tiredness of your body, but the weariness of your soul. You have been strong for a long time. You have kept going when you wanted to stop. You have shown up when you felt empty. You have carried responsibilities, expectations, and emotions without enough rest or relief. There are days when even simple tasks feel heavy, when motivation feels forced, when your spirit feels thin. You tell yourself you should be grateful that others have it worse, but that does not erase your tiredness. I do not ask you to minimize what you feel. I see it fully. I know about the prayers that have gone unanswered, at least in the way you hoped they would be answered. I know how many times you asked, waited, trusted, and then waited some more. I know how disappointment slowly crept in, not all at once, but quietly. As time passed and nothing seemed to change, you wondered if your prayers were wrong, if your faith was too weak, if you were asking for too much. Sometimes you stopped praying about certain things altogether, not because you stopped believing in me, but because it hurt too much to hope again. I know that pain. I have been with you in it. There are moments when you feel forgotten, as if others are moving forward while you remain in the same place. You watch doors open for people around you, opportunities arise, lives shift, and you ask yourself why yours feels paused. You wonder if you missed something, if you waited too long, if you were overlooked. That feeling cuts deeply because it makes you question your worth, your timing, your place. Hear me clearly now. You are not forgotten. I have never lost sight of you, not even for a moment. You feel delayed, as though your life is always one step behind where it should be. Plans take longer, progress feels slower, breakthroughs seem just out of reach. You compare where you are to where you thought you would be by now, and the gap hurts. You carry quiet disappointment about how things turned out versus how you imagined they would. That disappointment does not offend me. It does not push me away. It draws me closer because I know how heavy it feels to carry unfulfilled expectations. You have also felt overlooked, unchosen, not recognized, not celebrated in ways you secretly long for. You gave your best, your effort, your heart, and it felt like it went unnoticed. The kind of pain is subtle but persistent. It teaches you to shrink, to expect less, to stop hoping for affirmation. But I want you to know that unseen does not mean unvalued. Just because others did not acknowledge your efforts does not mean they were insignificant. I see what others missed. I honor what others overlook. Let me say this clearly without hesitation. Your feelings are valid. Your exhaustion makes sense. Your delay makes sense. Your loneliness has a reason. Your disappointment did not come from nowhere. I am not asking you to be stronger or more faithful to earn relief. I am not condemning you for doubting, for questioning, or for feeling worn down. I know the path you have walked. I know the strength it has taken just to remain standing. You have carried emotional weight that was never meant to be permanent. You have held on because you thought you had no other choice. You told yourself that this is just how life is, that you must adapt, endure, and move on. But I want you to hear this now. You do not have to carry everything alone. You were not designed to survive by self-reliance. You were designed to walk with me, to lean, to rest, to release what is too heavy for your hands. There are wounds you never named because you didn't think they mattered enough. There are disappointments you buried because you thought you should be past them by now. There are questions you stopped asking because silence felt safer than hope. I know all of it, and nothing you carry is hidden from me, and nothing you feel disqualifies you from my love or my care. I am not waiting for you to fix yourself before I draw near. I am already near. I want you to understand something important. Feeling tired does not mean you are weak. Feeling lowly does not mean you are unlovable. Feeling delayed does not mean you are behind. Feeling overlooked does not mean you are insignificant. These feelings are signals, not judgments. They reveal that you have been giving, hoping, trusting, and enduring for a long time. They show your humanity, not your failure. I am not here to rush you through your pain or to cover it with empty comfort. I am here to sit with you in it, to acknowledge it, and to remind you that it does not define your future. What you are carrying now is not the final chapter of your story. It is a season, and seasons change even when they feel endless while you are inside them. Bring what you are carrying to me without fear of rejection. I am not overwhelmed by your emotions. I am not tired of your questions. I am not frustrated by your waiting.
I am patient, present, and compassionate. I carry what you cannot. I hold what feels too heavy. I restore what feels depleted. You are not forgotten. You are not delayed beyond redemption. You are not overlooked by me. You are known, seen, and deeply loved. And as you remain here with me, acknowledging what you carry instead of hiding it, you will begin to feel the weight shift. Not all at once, not magically, but gently, faithfully, as I take what you were never meant to carry alone and replace it with my peace. My beloved child, you think I have been silent, but I have not. I know it felt that way to you. I know there were long stretches where heaven seemed quiet, where your prayers did not receive answers you could recognize, where my voice did not come in the way you expected. You waited, you listened, you searched for signs, and when nothing obvious appeared, your heart began to ache. You wondered if I had stepped back, if I had grown distant, if your voice no longer reached me. But my silence was never absence. It was intention. It was care. It was love moving in ways you could not yet see. Trust me, even when the silence is loud, I am working. I am here. Stay with me here, in this holy atmosphere we have cultivated. Do not let your mind wander back to the lists of tasks waiting for you. The world will wait, but your soul needs this drink. I am watering the garden of your spirit. The ground has been dry, cracked by the heat of life's demands, but now the rain of my presence is falling softly. Drink it in, let it seep down to the roots. I want to speak to you about stillness. You live in a world that worships speed, rushing from one thing to another, terrified of missing out. But I am found in the stillness. Be still and know that I am God. When you stop moving, you allow me to move. When you stop speaking, you allow me to speak. When you stop fighting, you allow me to fight for you. There is a heaviness I see in your eyes, a shadow of grief that you haven't fully processed. You have lost things, my child. You have lost people, opportunities, time, and even parts of yourself along the way. I want to comfort you in that mourning. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Give me your grief. Do not bottle it up. Do not let it turn into bitterness. Let me turn your mourning into dancing. Let me trade your spirit of heaviness for a garment of praise. I want to heal your perception of fatherhood. Perhaps your earthly father was distant, or harsh, or absent. Perhaps he did not know how to love you well, but I am not him. I am the perfect father. I am the father who stays. I am the father who provides. I am the father who affirms you. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to earn my attention. You have it simply because you exist. Come, climb into my lap and rest. Let us talk about the words you speak over yourself. I hear what you say when you look in the mirror. I hear the internal dialogue that says, I am not enough. I am stupid. I am ugly. I am a failure. These words grieve my heart because they are insults to my creation. If you criticized a painting, you would be insulting the painter. When you criticize yourself, you are insulting me. Stop it. Speak life. Speak blessing. Agree with what I say about you. I say you are fearfully and wonderfully made. I say you are the head and not the tail. I say you are the righteousness of God in Christ. Change your vocabulary and you will change your life. I want to address the fear of the future. You try to peer around the corner of time, straining to see what is coming, fearing the unknown. But I am already in your future. I have prepared the path. I have leveled the mountains. I have filled in the valleys. You do not need to know what the future holds, as long as you know who holds the future. Trust me with your tomorrows. I have never failed you yet, and I will not start now. There is a dream inside you that feels too big. It scares you. It feels impossible, ridiculous even. That's how you know it's from me. If your dream is small enough for you to accomplish on your own, you don't need God for it. But this dream, this big, scary dream, it requires my power. Do not shrink back. Embrace the impossible, for with God, all things are possible. I want to speak to the spirit of rejection. You have felt unwanted, cast aside, overlooked. It has created a wound that throbs every time someone ignores you. I am applying the balm of Gilead to that wound right now. You are chosen. I chose you before the foundation of the world. I handpicked you. You are not a second choice. You are not a backup plan. You are my first choice. Let that truth settle deep in your spirit. Let us talk about forgiving yourself again. I see you still carrying the backpack of guilt for things that happened years ago. You think, if only I had known better. But listen, my child, you did the best you could with what you knew at the time. Show mercy to your younger self. I have already forgiven you. The slate is clean. The record is erased. Do not visit a grave that is empty. Come out of the cemetery of regret and live in the land of the living. I want to empower you to say no. You have exhausted yourself trying to please everyone, trying to be everything to everyone. You cannot.
I did not call you to save the world. I already did that. I called you to do your part. Set boundaries, protect your peace, protect your energy. It is not selfish, it is stewardship. When you say no to the wrong things, you make room to say yes to the right things. I am releasing a new creativity in you. You were born to create, just as your father is a creator. Whether it's business, art, family, or ministry, I am giving you new ideas, witty inventions, solutions to problems. Write them down. Do not despise the idea that comes in the shower or in the middle of the night. It is a seed. Plant it, water it, and watch it grow. I want to speak to your finances again. I know the anxiety is real. The numbers on the screen are real, but my provision is realer. I am the God of the breakthrough. I can turn a famine into a feast in 24 hours. Look at the story of Samaria, besieged and starving one day, overflowing with abundance the next. I am the same God. Do not look at the economy of the world. Look at the economy of the kingdom. Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Let us talk about waiting. You feel stuck. You feel like you're walking in circles, but you are not circling. You are climbing. It's a spiral staircase. You are passing the same scenery, but at a higher level. Keep climbing. The view from the top will be worth the struggle. Patience is not just waiting, it's how you behave while you wait. Wait with expectation. Wait with praise.
I am healing your relationships. I see the broken bridges, the walls of silence, the cold shoulders. It hurts you deeply. I am working in the hearts of those you love. I am softening the stony hearts. I am bringing conviction. Do not force it. Do not manipulate it. Let me do the work. Your job is to love, to forgive, and to keep the door open. I will bring them home. I want to give you rest, deep, restorative rest. Sleep without nightmares. Sleep without waking up in a panic. I command the storm in your mind to be still. Peace, be still. Lay your head down tonight, knowing that the watchman of Israel is guarding your bed. You are safe. Let us talk about your purpose. You wonder why you are here. You wonder if you matter. My child, you are essential. You are a necessary part of the body. Without you, the picture is incomplete. I have works prepared for you to walk in. Good works, satisfying works. Do not compare your purpose with another's. A hammer cannot do the work of a paintbrush. Be who I created you to be. I am increasing your capacity. You feel stretched, like you are about to snap, but I am not breaking you. I am enlarging you. I am stretching your tent pegs so you can hold more glory. The stretching hurts, I know, but the expansion is necessary. You are moving from glory to glory, from strength to strength. I want to speak to the hidden ones. You feel invisible, serving in the background, doing the work no one sees. I see you. I see the diapers changed, the floors swept, the late nights working, the silent prayers. Nothing escapes my notice. Your reward is great. What is done in secret will be rewarded openly. Do not grow weary in well-doing. Your harvest is coming. I want to speak to courage again, the courage to start over. Some of you have faced ruin, divorce, bankruptcy, failure, and you think it is the end. It is not the end. It is a new beginning. I am the God of the second chance, and the third, and the 100th. Dust yourself off. Rise up. I have a new chapter for you that is brighter than the one that closed.
I am giving you a sound mind. Confusion is fleeing right now. Brain fog is lifting. Clarity is coming. You will know what to do. You will have strategy. You will have insight. I am sharpening your intellect and your intuition. Trust the wisdom I have placed inside you. I want to speak to your heart. Guard it, for out of it flow the issues of life. Do not let bitterness take root. Do not let cynicism make you hard. Keep your heart soft. Keep it tender. A soft heart is a courageous heart. It takes strength to remain soft in a hard world. I will protect your heart. Give it to me. Let us talk about legacy. You are building something that will outlast you. The prayers you pray today will cover your great-grandchildren. The cycles you break today will free generations to come. Do not give up. You are fighting for your lineage. You are a pioneer, a trailblazer. The path is hard because you are the first one cutting it, but those who come after you will walk on a highway because of your sacrifice. I am filling you with hope, hope that does not disappoint. Feel it rising in your chest like the sun at dawn. Darkness cannot stay when hope arrives. Believe again. Believe that good things are coming. Believe that I am good. As we end this hour, I want to seal you with my spirit. You are sealed until the day of redemption. You are marked as mine. No one can snatch you out of my hand. You are safe. You are secure. You are loved. Go now. Walk in this new strength. The joy of the Lord is your strength. I love you. I love you. I love you. Receive my blessing in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen and amen.